Yo, these fake holidays that keep happening. Father's Day. I mean, not Father's Day. Father's Day is a real holiday.
Wow, that would be interesting for you to call that out.
See, this is why you should rehearse these opens.
Your wife is
we don't.
And putting that on replay.
Wow.
Every June.
Did I really just ruin this whole episode? All right, let's act like that didn't happen. Okay, these fake holidays.
Take two.
Take two. These fake holidays. Son's Day, Daughter's Day. I don't know. Days for your pets. I'm annoyed with them, dude. Yeah. I'm really annoyed with them. Because you know who doesn't need a holiday? Sons and daughters. Every day is a holiday for sons and daughters. Like, we don't, like, my parents should not be saying Happy Son's Day. No.
Right.
No. They raised me. They taught me how to do the things. They also had to ground me. They also had to do all these other things for me that was really annoying. I don't deserve a day. Stop it with the fake holidays.
Yeah, Son's Day was a thing I advocated like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then you grow up and you realize, no, that didn't make any sense.
I remember saying that to my parents specifically, like, when's Kids Day? And they're like, every freaking day. And I'm like, oh. Now I'm like, oh, yeah, it was. And it kind of still is. So, no. Yeah, we don't need the fake ones. We don't need to fluff up everybody's ego so they can have a day. That's what it's all about, right? You know, it's way too much. Even this, like, siblings day. Like, shouts out to my siblings, but we need a day a year to be like, oh, I'm posting a picture on Facebook just for us, just so we can celebrate our day together. No, just live your life.
That's what it comes down to. We need the likes. We need people to acknowledge us by clicking like. You have a sister. I like it. Scroll right past it.
Even these stuff like National Burger Day and National Cheeseburger Day and National Double Cheeseburger Day, like, these are real. These are absolutely real. And then you have news organizations promoting it on social media. Why? I don't need that from you. I absolutely don't need that from you. Like, I love seeing photos of National Dog Day, but there's also a National Puppy Day. And then there's specific days for each level of dog. And it's like, okay, it's a little bit too much. The fact that there's just like days on top of days, like today's National Coffee Day, a great day to celebrate, but I don't need my local news station reporting that to me and telling me we need to celebrate National Coffee Day. I don't need it.
I feel like there was National Coffee Days today.
Yeah.
I thought National Coffee Day was like a couple months ago.
See? It probably was.
Who's to say? Because where do they sell the wall calendar that has all these days listed on, like, tell me that. How does everybody know that these days happen on these days? Who makes the decision?
Who's the coordinator?
Who's the coordinator? Where are they officially denoted and recognized as the day? That's what I want to know.
And what days are being rejected? That's the bigger question, right? They have to say no to some people.
What's the approval process? What do you have to submit?
Who are they saying no to? They're like, no, that's probably not worth the day. But everything else, you're probably mixing it up with like National Iced Coffee Day and something stupid like that. Too many.
Too many.
Monday.
Do you guys feel obligated to like post a sibling post? We all have siblings, and I know mine does it. I know my parents do it. I'm not. I am not doing it. Because I want them to stop. Like, I'm like, there's no such thing as a son's day. There's no such thing as a brother day. These things don't exist.
No. Yeah. No. My wife and I just had our wedding anniversary a few days ago, and I didn't even post about that. Like, I don't understand why we need to use, like, it's so weird. Everybody uses their Facebook account now as like their platform to like, I'm proud to announce, and I think it's so weird. I don't need to tell everybody out there that, like, I have a sister and I love her. No, I'll call her and I'll tell her that. I don't need to tell everybody that, like, I love my wife and I'm going to prove it to you on Facebook. Mm-hmm. No, it's not necessary at all.
Yeah, no, National Siblings Day, my sisters and I have had this conversation that even if they post, you don't need to see it for me. It's too much. We don't need to do this every single day. I mean, Did you mention Father's Day, ironically, like Mother's Day and Father's Day, you might as well be off of social media because I want to find some other real content on there. And it's just those photos the whole day. I'm like, well, I'll just skip social media this day.
That's Dan. He's so furious on his phone on those days.
I'm like, come on, give me
Scrolling.
something.
There's like sparks coming from underneath his thumb, just
That's when I
scrolling so
to see,
fast.
like, National Puppy Day, and I'm like, all right, something I can like that.
Yeah, I just couldn't handle the fake holidays this week, guys. I hated them.
With
so
you.
yeah, well, that's the way we get it started. What's up, y'all? It's the Brunch Breakdown. I'm Didi out here in California in my kitchen this week because I've been kicked out of my bedroom. Been kicked out. And Dan and Chris are in Pittsburgh. And today on the Brunch Breakdown, we have a lot to get to. We're going to be talking about TVs and movies that we want to reboot. There was also a really cool picture that was posted, and we're going to go through some movies, and we're going to pick 2 that we have to watch for the rest of our life. And we're going to buy some stock. We'll tell you about that here in just a little bit. And of course, what we're listening to, which should be a very fun week of music. Well, first, guys, we all started off with Get It Off Our Chests. Christopher Gates, aka Christ, get it off your chest.
Sorry, I muted myself again. I needed to first address the fact that I do not tell people to call me Christ, even though Didi just called me that. Okay, because that would be wrong. My intro this week is going to be pretty short and sweet, and I just really want your thoughts, Dan and Didi, because this is something we haven't talked enough about. To be completely honest, I'm a little disappointed in all 3 of us that we haven't dove in deep. Popstar is probably Justin Bieber's best song. And it's not Drake's. And I think we need to officially acknowledge the fact that the minute that music video came out, that song was no longer Drake's song. Like, I'm going to look back on Justin Bieber's career and tell people about how good his song was about being a pop star. Your thoughts?
That video is that great that it is Justin Bieber's song now.
Right?
I agree with you on that, because that video is like, and I know all that was planned out and everything, but man, is that video great. Like,
it's so good.
It's just,
there should be a category for the VMAs moving forward, honored and named after that music video because of how great it is. Any awards that Drake gets from that video or that song, ship them all to Biebs. I'm with you, Chris.
They're not Drake's anymore. The minute that music video came out, it became Justin Bieber's song featuring Scooter Braun. Like, that's it. For the rest of my life, that is how I'm going to remember that song. Drake, it's cool that it was like your idea, but I will always remember that song, which I love. And Didi put it on the playlist a long time ago, and we laughed at it because we didn't know why Drake needed to inform us he's not a doctor, but we appreciate it. The thing is, it's no longer his song. It is Justin Bieber's song, and it's top 5 Bieber of all time.
Wow. I love it.
I love that. I didn't know where you were going. I was really nervous. I was like, what haven't we talked about?
Yeah.
Like, oh, crap. Dan, get it off your chest.
What I'm getting off my chest this week is something that I find really stupid. And gentlemen, I'm curious as to your input on this as well. Why? That's it.
Why?
Why?
Well, let me tell you, Dan.
So many things to ask. Why do we still put up political signs in our yards to support these candidates? Do we know how stupid does this look? Are they doing this in other countries? If they are, they shouldn't, because we look stupid. I don't need to know who my neighbors are voting for. Do you remember who you voted for was kind of like a thing that you don't ask people, right? And now you can't go down a single street with seeing signs for local candidates, presidential candidates. I'm not saying you shouldn't support them, and you certainly should vote, especially go back to our episode last week when we talked about that. But I don't need to see you putting a flag up in your yard regarding it. I think it's absolutely moronic and stupid. It just makes me hate you more so, hate you even more, knowing what stupid decisions that you've made I can see one or the other, and I think smart person, dumb person. Why are you doing that to yourself? I think it's ridiculous. I know you gave money to this person. Find another way. Stop putting the signs in your yard. We look ridiculous as a society that we do this. Again, go out there and vote. Take the signs out of your yard. I mean, who are you trying to influence? What are you trying to do there? We've talked about how the undecided voter has already made up their mind. And seeing John Smith's yard voting for one person isn't going to influence them one way or another. We've got the first debate tonight. That son of a bitch should be on pay-per-view. They should be allowed to say whatever they want to say. Like, let it loose, break open the doors. That's the political. Yeah, that's what I need. Instead of yard signs, give me pay-per-view debates.
Wow.
Yeah, just open it up. Just open it up. I'm just sick of the old ways. Let's get nuts. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
No, I'm with you with the signs in your yard. And because I've never understood that. Like, who's driving by your house and saying, oh, wow, that's a nice sign. I think I'm going to vote for him. I'm going to vote for her.
Right.
No one's doing it. No one does that.
No.
It's just like you're just saying that, like, your house is the headquarters of whoever. And I'm like, but why would you do that? I don't understand.
It makes no sense.
Don't get why you would put a sign in your yard or a sign on your house or whatever. Like, I don't get it.
This is great, Dan. Thank you. Thank you for this one. Because very topical. There's going to be a debate tonight after we're done recording. I feel like this could also go to like bumper stickers. Like,
yeah,
that only applies for a short period of time, and then your car's just jacked up with bumper stickers on it. And like flags, flags are now a thing. It's like even beyond the signs. Now people have flags. Like, I was driving to my parents the other day, and like somebody, I guess, climbed up their tree and hung a flag from like the top of their tree. And I just like, it's so weird how people root for politicians like they're sports teams. I don't get it. If anybody's ever listened to me talk about politics on this podcast, they know I don't get it at this point, but I don't get it at all.
If we're okay with having political signs out for literally 6 months out of the year in people's yards, but 3 weeks after Christmas, you better get those lights down because it's ridiculous. Like, come on. Right? And again, support your local politicians, especially if you donate to them. That is great. That is fine. We don't need you to this to be an advertising alleyway going down the street. And then you have like neighbors. I feel like you enter a neighborhood or a street when you see it on both sides, just back and forth. That's just a neighborhood's just dishing out money just to show the other one that they're stupid. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I feel like that's like part of how it happens, though, is like one super passionate person puts out their sign, and then somebody's like, well, I don't like their sign, so I'm going to put up mine. And then the other guy's, well, I need to support my neighbor, and I'm going to put up mine. And then the whole neighborhood turns into a disaster. Meanwhile, they're the only ones that care. Nobody cares who you're voting for. Vote.
Right.
But like, and then keep it to yourself.
The block party next summer is ruined because you know who each other root for, and then there's just, you've got to divide. So again, don't do that.
Yeah, and you're just not influencing anybody. No. I feel like signs for local things are okay. Like if somebody's running for like the school board or something like that, right? And you see that sign, you might look twice at it because you're like, oh, well, like I vote every election, midterm, otherwise. So like you look at that. But if you have a Trump sign or a Biden sign in your yard, what are you doing? Who are you influencing? Nobody. Right. Like, you're not informing anybody. You're not telling anyone anything. You're just like, it's just there. And it's just in your yard. And it's silly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dan, kudos to you.
That was good.
And mine is kind of on the same, is on the same wavelength. Like you said, like there's a debate that's going on tonight. And I'm very happy that we are recording this podcast before the debate because I'm happy that we're not forced to talk about it. So, because I really don't want to talk about these two old men who should be, doing this debate in McDonald's at 6 o'clock in the morning instead of in prime time, taking up great time for television. So anyways, so I say that to say, we got a month until the election. get informed. That's all I want people to do. Stop worrying about who's running for president. Worry about who's running for Senate in your state. Worry about who's running for governor in your state. Worry about the measures that are going with like school board levies and all these things that can actually help your community. Worry about those things. Get informed with those. You look up your local city's website and all these things. Though all that information's there, because there's too much. This talks about national politics and what's going on in these huge states. Because I've got friends in West Virginia who are like talking about what's going on in California. I'm like, guys, you don't live there. Like, don't worry about what's happening in California or Texas or wherever else. Like, worry about what's happening where you are, because a lot of these things that a lot of people have been in the streets fighting for, and a lot of people want to stay the same, have to do with like your mayor. They don't have to do with the president. They have to do with like the people who hold offices in your state, in your city, in your town, wherever you are. That's what you should be focusing on for this last month until the election. That's why it's so stupid. There's a debate tonight with the national guys who we all know. And it's like, if something somebody says tonight swings you, like, you were just an idiot. Like, I don't know who you are that's going to get swung by something anybody says tonight. So I just want to get it off my chest that everybody just needs to get informed on what's happening in your community and not worry about what's happening nationally.
For sure. That's great. That's a great point. And I always wonder, like, you're right. These debates are pretty stupid. They're just more entertainment at this point, right?
Yeah.
You've made up your mind. I wonder, maybe this is a discussion for next week, but there's got to be a way to make these things better, right? There's got to be a way to improve these things. Have it be some sort of tag team match where the VP candidates are there with them, and it's just at mid-match and there's a tag in. You got to change it up. Or when your time is up, they shut the microphone off. They turn the light off of your side of the stage. Just get real intense about it. Let's get this thing fired up. I'd like to see live betting odds. Like, you could have bets during the debate. Like,
there are betting odds for tonight's debate.
I love it.
I want to get involved. There's like over-unders on like certain things that Biden and Trump are going to say. And like, yeah, it's crazy.
It's like a Thursday night football game between the Jets and the Dolphins. Like, get me to get interested. I already know how this is going to end, so get me to get interested by making it a little unique.
I don't even think. I don't know. I don't even think people should watch tonight. Like, I don't think people should watch tonight, because the way politics have gotten in our country is that, like, it's become such a shouting match, and we're so focused on only those, outrageous moments that happen. Or like, you could take it even more granular to like the headlines that people write in different news outlets and stuff. Like, they only write the ones that are going to grab your attention. And like, we're in this shock and awe news cycle now that I think like the best thing that could happen is you don't watch it. I really don't think it's going to benefit anybody to have these debates. The only reason these debates are happening is because they drive crazy ratings for the news organizations. People watch because it's shock and awe, and it's just like this vicious cycle, but nobody improves. Nobody gets better from watching this stuff. I don't think I'm not going to watch. I don't think anybody should watch, if I'm being completely honest.
Maybe they should have a halftime show.
Yes.
That's what we need. Give me a halftime show.
They need a halftime show. They need new moderators. Like, yeah, we should talk about this next week. But yeah, I think the moderators need to be regular people. I think they need to figure something out with the moderator situation too. Because it's just so stupid to me. And I don't know. I feel like we're in the minority too. I feel like a lot of people were excited for this tonight. And I'm like, I don't get it at all.
I'm trying to find here they are. So some of the betting odds for tonight's debate. Will President Trump tweet during the presidential debate? They're 2-1 odds on yes. Will Joe Biden and President Trump make physical contact during the live broadcast of the debate? There's 3-1 odds that they will. The other one is, will President Trump be seen on camera drinking during the debate? So I don't think it means
Amazing.
alcohol. But
You need a reason to keep yourself tuned in and entertained.
Oh my God.
it's just
Oh
a
my
few of the things that people are actually focused on in tonight's debate.
My good Lord. All right. Well, yeah, we'll talk about this more
More
next
to
week.
come on that. Yeah, no doubt.
All right, well, let's get into the main course, guys. I saw this really great thing on Twitter where it had 12 movies that we've all grown up with: Sandlot, Little Rascals, Blank Check, Holes, Air Bud, The Mighty Ducks, Little Giants, Space Jam, Richie Rich, My Girl, Home Alone, and Matilda, all on these. And it said you have to pick two. You can't, and the rest are dead to you for the rest of your life.
Ooh.
Two. The rest are dead to you. Pick one first.
What is funny, Chris?
I just want to tell you guys how much I love this podcast, okay? We sandwiched the future of our country between Justin Bieber's Popstar and Air Bud, okay? This is the best podcast on the planet. And the way Didi let it in, he's like, okay, let's get into what's really important.
The Segway King finds a way. Let's get into the meat of this business. Let's talk about why we're really here.
This is the best podcast on earth. Tell everybody to subscribe. You're not going to get this anywhere else.
You got to give the people what they want. The people don't come here for politics, you know? They come here to dabble in it, but then they know what they want. They know where the main course is, and that is Air Bud.
It's Air Bud versus My Girl. Let's go.
Hey, go!
Okay, well, first, let's pick one, all right? I'll go first. I am picking Richie Rich.
Oh.
Okay.
Topical
I
based
can't
on
live
our
without.
podcast.
What'd you say?
It's topical based on the podcast discussion. If you're a subscriber, you know that.
Richie Rich. I'm going with Richie Rich first.
Interesting. Okay, I like that. I think that's an underrated movie out of these 12. Mine is going to be same actor, different movie. One of the GOATs, Home Alone. Love Home Alone. It's not a Christmas movie. It's an every day of the week, every time of the year movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Give me Home Alone for the rest of my life.
Okay. I can't say that one shocked me.
Yeah, you talk about Home Alone at least once every podcast. So
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
This one won't be shocking to you guys either. Do either you want to guess what my first pick is going to be?
Mighty Ducks.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct. This one has the original Mighty Ducks. If I could, and we're not going to expand it, but if I could expand it or choose from the franchise, I would choose D2.
Smart.
But we'll go straight up OG Mighty Ducks. That's my number one.
But see, that's the thing, because I thought about changing this a little bit and putting certain ones in there, but I was like, no, because this kind of makes it harder because of that. Because if Home Alone 2 were in there, my whole list is blown up. Like, I wouldn't know what to do. Because Home Alone 2 to me is so much better than Home Alone 1. And I feel the same way about D2. Like, if D2's here, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because D2 is like, I'm stopping what I'm doing if it's on any channel, and I'm done for the next however many hours it takes with commercials.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
All right. And the second one out of these that I am going with is My Girl.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
I love My Girl. I grew up watching that movie all the time. It gives me the feels anytime I can watch it. And it's sad.
It's real sad.
It's real sad.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how sad it was until I got older. I was like, we watch this movie all the time. It's super sad. My Girl is. But I love the movie, and that is my pick. So my pick's Richie Rich and My Girl.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting because I grew up watching it all the time too, and I haven't watched it since because it didn't make me happy. I don't know, but we watched it all the time. Can we just talk about how Macaulay Culkin is the man here? That's 3 films of his right there. This dude,
Fair.
let me tell you. You make a good point about the Mighty Ducks thing, because naturally that's my second one. Is I go with Mighty Ducks if we're eliminating, if I had the option to watch D2, I would leave Mighty Ducks off. But if we're taking that off the table, I think I got to stick with you there, Chris. That is my childhood, is Mighty Ducks. There's so many amazing moments in that movie. I got a couple of little runners up that are close, but I got to go with Coach Gordon Bombay in the Mighty Ducks.
I like it. I really struggle with the number 2, my friends, because there are some bangers on this list.
Yeah. We should have made this a draft.
I know.
I think I'm going to go Blank Check, though. I think Blank Check. And like, I'm pretty sold on that pick, but I'm not like, it's hard for me to cement that one, but I'm pretty solid on Blank Check. Watching that movie as a kid, and even like when we got Disney Plus, watching it again, it was so much fun to watch that. And just like as a little kid watching Blank Check and seeing him just write a check for $1 million and go crazy with that money and just create a fantasy factory. That was like every little kid's dream. So I think I'm going to go Blank Check as my number 2.
Yeah, that's my dream now. That's the thing about Blank Check, is it's like there are holes in the plot of Blank Check, but it's still like, I would do that, right? If someone just told me, here's $1 million, you have to do whatever the hell you want with it. That's the dream.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That was definitely one of the ones that I was considering putting in there. That'd be hard to not put in that top 2. That's just outside. That's a great movie. Great movie.
What's the worst movie on here?
That's a great question.
There's 2 that stick out to me, to be honest with you, and for different reasons. Like, I don't think Holes should be on this list.
I'm with you.
Like, all of these movies fit together with my childhood, and then Holes is like when I was like 8th grade, probably, for I don't know, whenever that came out. So like, it's a little bit removed from watching all these other movies. So that one, but then also like, Matilda just annoyed me. And I think it's because like my sister loved that movie. So like she would always want to watch it. And then that's like my wife, Katie, it's one of her favorite movies from growing up. And so whenever it's on, she wants to watch it. And I just never want to watch it. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like Holes on this list at all. And honestly, it's going to shock some people. I would have Air Bud on the bottom half of this list. That's the only, well, no, it's not. Never mind. I was going to say it's the only movie without any sort of realistic element. And then I looked over at Space Jam and I thought, Jam. There goes that theory. Everything else had a little bit of an element where like, that could potentially happen.
Listen, a dog can never play basketball, but Michael Jordan could go to space and play basketball.
Yeah. I've seen that golf course. Yeah, Air Bud. I think Matilda's a little bit underrated. Again, I think that was maybe a little bit towards that part of our childhood where if we were younger, maybe we would have enjoyed it a little bit more, or if our sister didn't like it as much, apparently, Chris. But yeah, Holes and Air Bud. Those are the 2 I'm voting off the island.
Yeah, for me, it's easy. Sandlot. I hate the Sandlot.
Whoa!
I hate the Sandlot. I hate the Sandlot so much. I don't think I've ever gotten through the Sandlot, the whole thing. I've fallen asleep every single time the Sandlot's on. I hate it. I cannot stand the Sandlot. I don't like any of the characters. And to top it off, it's a movie about Babe Ruth. I hate Sandlot. I hate the Sandlot. Babe Ruth is so trash. Like, he was a super fat, overweight baseball player that everyone's like, oh, he was so great. No, he was trash. He played against a bunch of trash dudes in the 1920s. I hate Babe Ruth. I hate that he shows up in this movie. I hate Sandlot so much. I hate it. It's the worst movie ever. It was so easy to see the worst. But like, yeah, Matilda, annoying. Annoying. But Dan saying, I don't know, Dan's Matilda hive, I guess. He's like, he's coming for Matilda. He's like, no, Matilda's Matilda's underrated. No,
It's underrated. That's a low value draft pick there. Low, that's something you get low in the draft, but it's certainly towards the end of the list. There's no doubt. I mean, talk about the element of realism with Air Bud. Those two can part ways together.
I don't know. It's just like the Trunchbulls throwing kids into like spiked closets, and then she makes that kid eat a whole cake. Like, that's just bizarre. I don't know. I don't get it. The Sandlot is a weird movie for me because like I remember watching it as a kid, and I remember loving it as a kid, and then we went through the period of time with entertainment where like, we grew up when you weren't able to get everything on demand anytime you wanted to watch it. So there was a period of time there where like you went like 10 or 15 years without ever seeing the movie. And then I remember when it came back on TV again, I was like, oh, that's so cool. I haven't seen it in forever. And I watched it. And then it's basically just been on TV every weekend since then. And I think it's kind of played out at this point. Like I loved that movie growing up, but it's just on way too much.
It was on MLB Network all summer long when they had no baseball to cover. They just played like the same 4 baseball movies all summer long. And it was like, no thanks.
Yeah.
I just can't get behind it. You look at this list and you're just like, I could rewatch a lot of these movies like anytime, except for like Holes. Yeah, it's basically Holes and Sandlot. Like,
none of us wants Holes on there. What movie would you replace Holes with? Like, was there one that's not on here that you would throw on there?
I was gonna throw Cool Runnings on here.
Oh, that is good.
Because like I feel like Cool Runnings fits the theme that this person, whoever made this this picture that we stole for a podcast segment, on whoever that fits the theme. Because Cool Runnings, it's tough. That makes things a lot harder.
If Cool Runnings was on there, that would have been one of my 2, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, that would have changed this list. Ooh, I'm gonna have to give this some thought. There's got to be, there's a lot of replaceable elements in this to make this a tougher one.
I feel like Rookie of the Year is another one that probably belongs in this graphic.
I guess we should have made our own. That's what happens.
Next time.
I got other things on my mind, guys. I got lots of things going on over here. But yeah, like this list is great. We're gonna put this on Instagram. We'll put this at the Brunch Breakdown. Put this on Twitter. Put this on Facebook, and you guys can all judge your 2, pick your 2, and we'll go over them next week or whatever when we're not, when we're talking about whatever that debate is that's going on tonight. But this topic is cool because we can go right into what we've been wanting to talk about for a couple of weeks, but there's been other stuff that's been jumping in front of it. Is what movies or TV shows do we want to reboot? Because there's a lot of reboots that have been happening with TV, movies, all that. And I saw the Fresh Prince is going to get the dramatic reboot because some kid made a class project that basically that made the Fresh Prince dramatic. And Will Smith picked that up, bought it, and now it's actually going to happen. It's going into production like whenever, I guess, COVID's over or something. They're going to do a Fresh Prince reboot. So guys, what movies or TV shows do you think need to get a reboot?
See, this is dangerous territory because I think there are way too many reboots going on. There's a lot of laziness and being unoriginal, way too many. But I think if they're done right and thought out, they can be great. That Fresh Prince thing, I'm very much looking forward to. I'm going to go with a movie that's also near and dear to my heart, which would be on any list, Sister Act. And here's where you get into the dangerous territory, because do you ruin a great movie by rebooting it, doing something different with it? And you could, unless you cast the right person as the lead. And so Whoopi Goldberg was absolutely perfectly cast for that role, because you have to be kind of multi-talented and have a little bit of that Whoopi spunk, right? So I think if there's a reboot for Sister Act, you either have Tracy Ellis Ross, who can sing, Diana Ross's daughter, and she actually, I think she's been real shy about singing, but she does sing in the High Note, that new movie that she's in. And I think she could play Sister Mary Clarence very well. Or Janelle Monáe could also play that role very, very well, with kind of, again, a different, you have to be very dynamic of a character to play Sister Mary Clarence and do it right and do Whoopi proud and do Goldberg. Goldberg. We'll get into Mighty Ducks later. Whoopi Goldberg and Sister Act, do Sister Act proud. So that's one that I'd be for if it was cast right.
If Whoopi Spunk is not the episode title to this,
Yeah, I mean, it is now. It absolutely
I'm
is.
telling you,
Whoopi Spunk brunch.
movie.
What do you got, Chris?
I hate all of these reboots that are happening. I hate all of them. I don't mean to bring the tone down, but like it's like there have been a couple that I've been excited for, and it's never going to. If you're trying to reboot something from 20 years ago, which was when we grew up, my connection to it is never going to be as strong as it was when it came out first. So anything that gets a reboot that tries to follow the same path that a movie had previously, I'm just not going to like it as much. Like, I remember like growing up, Boy Meets World was one of my favorite shows. Then they did Girl Meets World, and it just like, it sucked. Like Full House was a show I watched all the time growing up. They did Fuller House. It's awful. Like I'm uncomfortable watching it. It's like, I remember trying to watch it and feeling so physically uncomfortable that I couldn't, like after like 3 episodes, I couldn't watch anymore. There have been so many movie reboots, and I'm just like wondering, are there not any scripts in Hollywood? Like, are script writers on strike? What is happening that we don't have original concepts for movies anymore? I don't get it. Like those movies we just looked at. My favorite is Mighty Ducks. I don't want to see, what's the kid's name? Charlie Conway, the actor's name.
The Joshua Jackson?
Shoot.
Joshua Jackson. Yeah. I don't want to see him being the next Gordon Bombay trying to coach a bunch of other new little kids trying to play hockey. Like I don't want to see that. I want to see new stories. That's what I want. So the movie that I would reboot is none. There are no movies or shows that I would reboot. I would like to challenge the folks in Hollywood, in your neck of the woods, Dee, to write something new that's going to entertain me. Also, this makes me wonder, like, did we grow up in one of the greatest eras for entertainment? Because, like, if you look back, there's a lot of stuff that from when we grew up that's being rebooted now. And, like, you hear some people talk about, like, you know, different eras of entertainment. Like if you look back at like the previous eras of like Saturday Night Live, like everybody points back to the era when we were growing up as like the greatest cast they've ever had. Like, did we grow up in an especially great era for entertainment? It feels like we did.
No. Here's the reason why. Here's honestly the reason why. It's because the people who are in charge now are the people who grew up with that. So, like, I feel like this is just what kind of happens when it's like you grew up in something and it's like that was the best time in the world. So if you work in entertainment, you were obsessed with all these movies we just talked about, and now you were in charge of something, you now focus on that being the most important thing. And that's like the biggest thing. Because I think about that with music a lot. Like the way people talk about like, oh man, I miss the old Wiz Khalifa, or I miss the old Kanye West. And it's like, no, like you miss college. Like you miss when you heard those songs for the first time. Like that's what you miss, you know? And I feel like it's just nostalgia, and they keep throwing it into us. And like, I think there's just more networks now where like everybody needs content. So it's like, yeah, we'll do a Mighty Ducks reboot because we have this whole network of things. We'll do this Full House reboot because we've got this whole network that didn't exist, 20 years ago. So I don't know. But that's one of the reasons I brought up this topic, is because like I don't really like the reboots either. It's just that like if they're gonna happen, well, freaking start rebooting stuff that I like.
Chris, maybe they could remake Holes and make it a good movie.
Yeah. Hey, I'm for that. Like, take the movies I hated and make them good. That's a great idea, Dan.
Right?
Thinking outside the box.
That's what you got to do. You got to take those bad movies and say, hey, that wasn't done as well as it could have. Yeah. Like, I love Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but the technology there wasn't great. back in the 90s, and I think that could be rebooted to be a really, really good movie. You have to get Rick Moranis, though. I mean, good luck with that. We did see him
Still
appear
alive.
in a commercial recently, coming out of retirement for that. But Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is a great movie. But I think you can look at that and say, that ant looked so freaking fake, it's not even funny. It was the worst attempt at it. And now we can do a really, really great job at that.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe they could redo Matilda and make it less annoying.
I think they
All
should
right,
reboot Office Space. But again, that's dangerous because that's an amazing movie. But I think you look at how Office Space is still funny, but there's a lot of things that you can't connect with as much anymore, even if you have an office job, because it's not the same, because the movie has shown its age. But I think you can do a similar thing with today's Office Space and how social media and technology has played a role in there. I don't know if it'd be better, but I think that's another one. Going back to our list, they're rebooting Space Jam. So that's going to be interesting with LeBron. That's going to be one that's not sure which way that's going to go, but because that could, but that's going to be focused on kids like younger than us now, right? We're going to look at Space Jam and remember how amazing it was, and we're going to compare it to that. We compare LeBron and Michael enough as it is, and now we're going to be comparing their movies.
See, and that's like, I understand that. Like in this whole conversation, like the reboots aren't really for me in a lot of cases.
yeah.
In some cases they are because they want to like tap into that nostalgia that we have. But like in a lot of cases, it's because it's been 20 years and the kids growing up now have no clue as to, you know, Michael Jordan being in Space Jam probably. So like, this will just be that cool movie that LeBron did.
Yeah. Like, and I think Space Jam, this new Space Jam is going to be better. They got like, they have real directors doing this. It seems like it's going to be legit. Like Ryan Coogler, who directed Black Panther, is doing this. So I feel like it's going to be, it might be dark. I have no idea what we're getting into with this thing, but it just seems like it's going to be a whole different thing. But I don't know. But yeah, I'm with you on that. It's like you mentioned Girl Meets World. Like that wasn't for us. No. That was for, you know, because I mean, like, I know a whole audience that loves Girl Meets World, but like, that wasn't for us who were like looking for that Boy Meets World, you know, nostalgia. Like, nobody was, no.
Yeah.
No one had that tough of a story like Sean. No one had that.
What about Weakest Link is coming back? Hey, you like that?
That's
apples?
another one I saw.
Yeah,
like,
that was kind of.
I'm
that
excited
was like
for that.
a time and
I'm going to tune in for a week or two, and then probably be like, "Yep, this is the same show." But
yeah.
I think it's part of the reason why I like sports so much is because like every time you watch it, it's a new story.
It's an original. Yeah.
And it will never be replicated. I think.
Yeah.
I think we're onto something.
I hear you on that. Well, I have a couple ideas for reboots.
All right.
Couple ideas. So I have a Fresh Prince reboot that I wish they would do. And it's focused around Hillary's daughter. Hillary's daughter's too spoiled. Okay. She's in Bel Air. She's too spoiled. And then they send her across to Philadelphia to live in the hood with an aunt that we don't know.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's
the story that I want. We call it like Fresh Princess of Philly or something. I don't know. But that's the reboot that I want, is that one. Because I just think it'd be cool just to reverse it. And then, you know, you have the same show. So it's not like you're changing it too much, but it's like the same show and you just kind of got a new look on things.
Do any original cast members appear on this show as you
all
see
of them?
All of them.
They all can show up.
If Will's going to show up, I'm watching.
Yeah, I feel like that's my answer for everything. If Will shows up, I'm watching.
Yeah.
Don't care what it is.
Reboot this. Will Will Smith be in it? Oh yeah, okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah. Like I was there. I went opening weekend to see Bad Boys 4, whatever Bad Boys it was. I went to see it. And it was awesome. But yeah, and then I have another one. I don't know how big of fans of Frasier you are. I'm a huge Frasier fan.
Yeah. Great show.
And I just want Frasier back in my life because I liked Frasier. I don't want the show to be much different. The only thing I want to be changed is that his son, Frederick, I want him to be like Macklemore. I want his son to be like, just became like a rapper. Macklemore's from Seattle. The whole show's in Seattle. And that's the only thing I want changed. I don't know how they write that in, make that happen, but I want everybody back. I want everybody doing the same things. Maybe Frasier does a podcast, I guess, because that's probably what he would be doing now.
Okay.
giving life advice that way. Macklemore's his son. So I guess we're changing this a little bit. But yeah, that's what I want.
I would watch
want
that
because
so
I would
quickly.
love for him and Niles' children to be completely different than them.
Yes.
Like Frederick's a rapper and Niles' son is, who knows, could be in jail or something. I have no idea. I just want them to be completely different than them.
That's great.
Yeah. Those are my thoughts on reboots. But Chris, overall, you hit the tone. You hit the nail on the head, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because that's the thing. But I don't know if we grew up in the best time of entertainment, but maybe. I feel like everybody's got it.
It made me wonder, man, because everything from my childhood is apparently coming back, which is strange.
Yeah, it is weird, but I like new ideas myself.
Leave the ant alone. Leave the ant alone from Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. Leave him
ridiculous.
Alone.
Okay? But speaking of Joshua Jackson, he's in Little Fires Everywhere, which is on Hulu, and it's super good. Super good. Just letting you know. Kerry Washington, Reese Witherspoon, really good. So give you something to watch. There, guys. All right, boys, let's buy some stock. Dan, tell us how we're buying stock. What are we doing?
So this idea came about because of one of, if not the biggest band in the world, BTS. Their record label just went public with their first IPO, and it got me into the idea of buying stock into whether it's a musical artist, a band, take it into sports, actors, whoever it may be, where you're buying stock just like you would regular stock in this person, group, whatever it may be, where you're buying it based on growth potential. So you want to buy kind of low and see that grow high. Like buying Taylor Swift stock makes no sense because she's like Apple. It's just up at the top, not going to grow a whole lot. But you buy somebody too unknown, you may not see enough growth there. And you got to consider things like the band. Is a band going to break up? Is one of your favorite actors going to be in a movie that turns out to be a bust? We all heard what happened to Vincent Chase in Medellin. We've all seen that with Entourage. So you got to be careful to take all these things into consideration. So let's buy some stock in some of our favorite people, places, things, and see how they turn out.
I'm buying Tyler Hero stock. Miami Heat, okay. Tyler Hero. I am buying Tyler Hero stock. I think the kid's a superstar. Everyone keeps talking about other people who are superstars, and he just kind of came out of nowhere and is like doing superstar things. And I don't think they're going to beat the Lakers. I hope they don't, but I think he's going to have a big deal to do with this finals. I'm buying like a lot of Tyler Hero stock. Like 20 years old. He's awesome.
That's smart. That's a great pick. Buying at the right time. He's only going up and he's got a long way to go. Christopher, who you got?
It's not a who, it's a thing. Okay. And I'm trying to like look ahead and see what the rest of 2020 is going to be like. And understanding that in most states, the weather's about to get colder. Our outdoor activities are about to get limited. I am investing in craft beer delivery / pickup. Okay. And I know that this is something that's already pretty popular, but I'm thinking that as outdoor dining gets wiped out and as our ability to go have like those experiences gets reduced, most restaurants seem to still be at like 50% or less indoors. We're going to have to start making some changes and creating our own environment. And I think things like beer tastings, wine tastings at home with small groups of friends, like I think that's going to be on the up. So that's where I'm first investing. And it's something I've gotten into a little bit and it's quite delightful. I know Dan has done that for a while now and I love it. So I think other people should do it too.
That's a great pick too, Chris, because I think that industry realizes it can't go back to not being able to offer those things. Typically, you got to go and you got to try it, you buy it there. But the fact that you can pick it up or have it delivered, they're not going to be able to go back once things go back to normal. They've offered that service because they would all have to do it. If one brewery decides to keep it and the other one doesn't, that will never work.
Yeah.
So good thing to buy stock in. I'm going to buy stock in the XFL version 3.0.
Whoa.
I'm all on board for Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I
Of
think.
course.
I mean, how could you not be? How could you not be? He's going to take his time with this thing. He's going to do it right. He really cares about this story of that type of athlete. And again, how could you not get behind Dwayne The Rock Johnson? It's at a low. They just went bankrupt, just got purchased. It hasn't worked super well in the past. So I have my faith in the future of the XFL in seasons to come. So buy it low, sell it high. Give me XFL version 3.0 for the low stock.
Wow. You went for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man.
Not messing around.
It's
a little bit of a gamble.
Because you can definitely get in very low right now.
Yeah. Now's the time.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
Are we doing another one? We got another one?
You guys got more? I've got a couple more.
Yeah, I got more.
Yeah, I got another one. I am, and we're going to talk about this and what we're listening to. I am buying MGK stock, Machine Gun Kelly. I am as shocked as anybody that he pulled this thing off, because there were some really funny memes of him at like listening sessions like in January, and people just kind of making fun of him for what he was trying to do, because he was really extra with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the album came out, Tickets to My Downfall. Holy crap. He pulled this pop punk thing off, and I can't believe that he did it. And I think he's about to have a huge, huge moment. Yeah, MGK, I think he's here to stay. I'm buying.
Interesting.
I'm trying to get in there before. Yeah, I need to get in there right now.
Now's the time.
Otherwise, I'm going to be screwed in like a week or two.
I think, Dan, you had MGK on the playlist a little while back, and my ears perked up because you said this was a pop punk revival type of deal, and I listened a little bit, and I liked it a lot. It was pretty darn
He's doing
good.
it right.
Yeah. Is my turn?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to do a stock up and then a stock down that are both connected to each other. Okay. So first of all, and these are just for things, sell stock in your personal sports entertainment right now. Okay. Because we are living in the most jam-packed, entertaining time of all time when it comes to sports entertainment, and it is about to end. Okay, people need to realize it. They just handed out the Stanley Cup last night. We're recording this on Tuesday. Congratulations, Tampa Bay Lightning. The NBA Finals are getting underway. The Major League Baseball playoffs are getting underway. And newsflash, people, when these end, the sports don't come back at the normal times that they normally start. It's going to be a long time without those sports, okay? So I'm selling stock in your personal sports entertainment, but I am buying stock in college football, baby. Because let me tell you, while all those sports end and never come back, college football is just going to be adding more and more games. This is the season that makes no sense at all. I don't know how to explain it to you, but listen up. 5 conferences aren't even playing yet, but in a month, they're going to start playing again. And you're going to get football every damn day of the week. Invest in college football. It's going to be beautiful, and it's going to help our country kind of tide themselves over until the other sports come back again.
That was good, because I was like, man, Chris, got to get the positive swing, and you brought it because it is true. Last night when I turned on SportsCenter because I missed the game, because I missed like most of the game last night, and I'll turn on SportsCenter, watch highlights, and they're like interviewing the coach of the Lightning, and I'm like, wait, they gave out the Stanley Cup last night? Holy shit. Like it's just funny because like I'm not in shape to watch all these things right now. Like even like I love the NBA, but I'm still just shocked when a game is on, because I'm not used to a game of this magnitude being on television right now. Like this, you know what I mean? It's like our brains are trained to not worry about these things until like late October. You know what I mean? And then it's like, because hockey starts like basically at this time, and then basketball starts mid-October, and you're just used to football being on. But now you have all these things going on. But you're right, dude. It's going to be bad because, the NBA was like, we don't know when we're going to start. They said Christmas Day at one point, and they were like, probably not.
Yeah, the NHL said December 1st, and then they kind of were like, we didn't really mean that. Like,
yeah. Because they don't even know when the draft's going to be. Like, neither league knows when their like draft is going to be now. They're all like, I don't know.
Yeah. But college football is here to save everybody. So enjoy it.
True.
Yes.
One that I'm going to go with, I have to, we're about to get into what we're listening to and things like that. So I've got to make a musical connection here. And this one might surprise you. And I might be late to this party a little bit, but I think there is still a lot of growth here. Give me stock in Gabby Barrett right now. In fact, I would have bought stock a year ago because the hometown factor. Hometown girl Gabby Barrett was on American Idol, and she has just like on her way up to superstardom. And I think she's only going to get better and better and bigger and bigger. And you're going to hear her on pop channels and country channels, and she's going to have a bunch of these crossovers. I think she's got a great personality. I think buying stock in not necessarily music that I listen to often, but Gabby Barrett I know is one that's on the rise. Probably could have got into that one a little bit earlier, but that's one I'm ready to see long-term growth on Gabby Barrett stock.
Yeah. Munhall's own.
That's
Gabby
right.
Barrett. Straight out of Munhall.
I'm very quick to point that out to people. I'm like, she's from Munhall.
Yeah.
Like, easy on the Pittsburgh talk. She's from Munhall.
Right.
There's a difference. There's just a difference, guys. There's just a difference. Well, that was fun. We need to do this. We need to look back at these stocks like a month from now. Like if college football ends.
Yeah, we do.
Chris is selling his house.
Yeah, it's all over for me, man. I put all my chips on the table.
Yeah, it's like there's a huge outbreak on Thanksgiving at like every college. It's over. I mean, it's just over. Oh man. All right, well, let's get into what we are listening to this week. And I'll get it started because I mentioned MGK and the thing. Machine Gun Kelly, Ticket to My Downfall. This album's great. And there's a song on there that I love called Drunk Face that I am obsessed with, and I can't stop playing it. And I don't know why. I feel like it should have been the first single. I feel like there's a couple of songs that should have been the first single, but that's what makes good albums. It's going to be around for a while. And the pop punk renaissance is coming. It's all coming, guys. It's all here. So Chris, celebrate. It's happening.
Should have kept the band together, Dan. We were this close.
This is our time.
This is it.
I'm with you there, Didi. That album is great. I think you mentioned, Chris, there's an earlier single that I had thrown on a playlist weeks ago. I'm going to put one on here too. One that I think a lot of people are going to hear, Forget Me Too, the song with Halsey. It also features Travis Barker. Naturally, when you team up with somebody like that, you're going to get a high quality type of pop punk music. And it's got a great sound to it. It's one of the standalone tracks for me, along with your pick, Didi. I could definitely get on board with Halsey rocking some more pop punk vibes because she's very eclectic in how her voice can fit into different tones and styles. And I saw her featured on this track and I thought, oh, well, let's check this out. And I'm on board if she wants to do more of this type of music. I think that could be really great. She grew up listening and idolizing Panic at the Disco when they were actually Panic at the Disco. So that's in her, and it really comes out in this song, and I'm all about it. Forget Me Too off that same album.
I Hate Everybody on her album is a pop punk song. And I thought whenever she put that, when I heard that song, because I'm not the biggest Halsey fan, but that song, I was like, this is where she needs to go. This is it. And I think she's going to. So we'll see. But I Hate Everybody. Put that on there too. Why not? Throw it on there.
Happy birthday, Halsey. I think it's her birthday today too. Happy birthday, Halsey.
Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Halsey.
Big fan.
It's her birthday and National Coffee Day. What a day.
What a day.
What a day. Well, all this pop punk talk just brings joy to my heart. Well, let me tell you.
That's why I had to jump in there. I knew it was just going to round it out.
This is the episode I've been waiting for all these years, boys.
The Big Ten, the Pac-12 are back. Pop punk is back.
Hey,
I mean,
invest in some Chris Gates stock, okay?
This is really it. Like,
actually,
buy and then get ready to sell.
Sell Chris Gates. Yeah, it's not going to get any better than this. Knuckle Puck has a new album out called 2020, and I've been listening to that a lot over the last week. It's definitely there's definitely a slight change in their sound from previous albums. A lot of their previous stuff was a little grittier, a little heavier. This album is a little bit more mainstream, so I think it's good. I think it's one that could probably grab them a few more new fans. I guess, especially given the change in sound and mainstream music. So maybe that'll help them out. A couple songs I think you guys will really like is Earthquake and Breathe. So those are the two that I'm going to put on the playlist this week from their album 2020.
I like it. I spoke wrong about the Halsey thing. Halsey, 3 a.m. is what the song is that I'm talking about.
That's the one, yeah.
3 a.m. is the one. Not I Hate Everybody.
That's
3 a.m. is the one. Yeah. So it's me, right? Yeah,
it's you.
Me.
What you got?
I don't know why. Getting all these things mixed up today in my head. All right. Olivia O'Brien. She has a song called Now that samples Akon's Right Now. And it is a really good song.
This is fantastic.
I heard that song. It's great.
It is great.
Yes.
The video is great too. She has like it's real nostalgic. It's got like she does a Disney Channel like logo type thing. I don't want to, because the video is really good, and the song's about like a breakup and stuff, and it's really good. The song's great. The video's super colorful and awesome, and it's cool to hear her because she makes this happy song that's like kind of sad. But I'm a big fan of Olivia O'Brien because she just makes very like powerful like sad songs that I just really like a lot. And I am a big fan of this. And this is like a really poppy song. So, but yeah, it samples Right Now. You're going to like this, Chris. Another Chris Gates. I mean, it samples Akon. But yeah, that song's awesome.
Tremendous.
Sad songs that make you happy, Didi. It's My Girl. It's music. It's all just, that's coming together for you. I've had an emotional week.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Bastille. They put out a song called Survivin', which was ironically kind of written before the pandemic and everything like that, and is more into like the mind of the lead singer, Dan Smith, but it all just kind of plays into how this year has gone. It's a little bit of a different sound for Bastille. It's laid back, kind of groovy, but catchy. They've got some great horns in there. He even uses auto-tune on some of the vocals a little bit, which is surprising, but a different sounding track from Bastille, but really, really good. Looking forward to more stuff from them to come, hopefully in the future like this. So Survivin' by Bastille.
Nice. I love Bastille too. This just keeps getting better.
There you go.
Okay, I have been also listening to a band called Goalkeeper. They put out a new EP called Life in Slow Motion. Goalkeeper has a special place in my heart because it's a band that Dan and I have actually played with in the past.
Good dudes.
I think, yeah, great guys. I think that was that the pre-show for that 4-chord music festival.
Yeah,
is that when we played with them? That was a good time. They're really good guys, play really, really catchy pop punk music. So it'll fit with the theme this week. The song on that EP, Black and Blue, stood out to me. So that's another one I'm going to toss on the playlist this week. But they're a band that, in my opinion, in that scene does not get the attention that they deserve for the quality of music that they put out there. So I'm excited that we can give them a little bit of a boost and a little bit of extra visibility.
Hell yeah. Love those boys. Miss those boys. Yeah, they're good dudes from the other side of the state here in PA. So good shout out there.
My last one, Chris, this is another one you're going to like. Jaden. Jaden is a 19-year-old, like Travis Barker calls him his protege. His name is spelled JXDN, which is annoying. But
perfect for me.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. Because he has this other song out. I can't remember what the song. I think it's called "Broken" is what the song is called. And at work, we were just calling him Jixton for like until somebody interviewed him and it was like, oh yeah, it's Jaden. Sorry guys, but anyways, JXDN Jaden. He's got a song called "Pray" that is like super super good, and it fits right in the theme of everything we're basically talking about today. Chris Gates Christmas. So it's it fits right in with all of that. And it's a deep song. It is very now to what a lot of kids are talking about, anxiety and stress and depression and things like that, which, I hope this guy has, I hope Jaden can, figure this stuff out, and it, doesn't happen. What does happen to him happen to Juice WRLD and all these other people that, were telling us in their music how sad they were and how hard things were. And then, we lost them. So hopefully that doesn't happen with him. But this song is just really good, and it deals with all those tough things. So Pray by Jaden. Check it out.
I like it. My last song, I think Chris is also going to very much enjoy.
When Dan said Whoopi Spunk, I knew this was going to be a good episode.
It's a special episode, isn't it?
I just had a feeling that this was gonna be a good one.
I do. I think you'll like this one. From an artist named Grandson. He put out a song called "Dirty" this past week. He already loves it. You can tell. Dirty
Grandson.
So
okay.
Dirty Grandson.
Dirty Grandson.
We got that correct.
It's off his first full-length album coming out in December. It's called Death of an Optimist, which please don't. We need more optimists. But I've been a little hit or miss on some of Grandson's tracks, and this one's a big-time hit for me. It's super catchy. It's upbeat. It's kind of that new age rap, alternative rock, alt rock. That's this kind of mix of styles in there. There's lots of elements of hip hop, especially in this song. There's even like a ska like horn line in there. It's got elements of ska bones in there for sure. And I think this is his most favorite track that he's put out so far. So it really has me more excited for that album coming up in the future. But Dirty by Grandson on the playlist this week.
I'm excited for this playlist, boys. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, really
Dirty
good.
Grandson. If you guys have your work computer where you're working at home or maybe you're working in the office, don't Google Dirty Grandson.
Please don't.
Yeah, when you're looking up this song, specifically look it up on a music streaming platform. You don't
be specific.
Google.
Do yourself a favor.
Not even YouTube. Be careful.
Yeah. Don't do that.
No, yeah.
No, don't do that.
That could be bad.
Real quick, to look back on the playlist that we had this past week, the thong song was ridiculous in like a good way and a weird way. The beat was tremendous though, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Gus Dapperton, Bluebird, that helped my daughter take a nap, so I was appreciative.
Perfect. I'll take it. And
Who's Laughing Now by Ava Max, that was my favorite song. Not by the band Super Whatever, because that was my favorite, but I put that on there,
naturally.
So I'm biased.
Right.
And then this week's retro replacement is Lupe Fiasco. The Show Goes On.
Ooh. Solid.
Ooh.
I don't really have reasons for these songs. They just float into my life, and that's how they get onto the retro replacement. But it's damn good.
Wow. That's a good one. That was our Leave the House song. Every time we left to go somewhere, that was it.
Well, I know there's one way to, I know we got to wrap this up. There's one way we can ruin this playlist, and that's put Vin Diesel's newest single on there.
Hold on. I'm so happy you brought this up because I completely forgot.
I know we're kind of up against it here, but we cannot not talk about this, right?
It's going on the playlist. It's staying on the playlist.
God.
Maybe I'll change the playlist cover to the cover of this song of his.
Please
don't. We don't. That Vin Diesel face. If you ever want to see Vin Diesel's O face, that's the artwork for this single.
Feel Like I Do is great, guys. Say what you will. Vin Diesel. He was like, we couldn't put a Fast and the Furious movie out this year, so I'm hitting the studio and I'm making a jam with Kygo. Feel Like I Do, man. Oh my God.
I hate how
Diesel
catchy
does
it
it
is.
again.
I absolutely hate how catchy it is. I mean, his voice sounds absolutely horrendous.
Terrible.
Put him on the Ya Ya Ding Dong soundtrack. That's what I'm saying. That's what belongs. He sounds like a Swedish EDM singer that's like trying to speak in English for the first time, and there's this crazy auto tune going with it. But other than that, it's catchy. It's really catchy, and I hate it. It stayed on the playlist forever. Got that tickle face. What is that? What's that?
Everything had been going so well. Everything had been going so well here.
He's Spunk, ladies and gentlemen.
Ugh.
He hit the NOS in the studio. Fast and Furious. We got it. Feel like I do. Like, I don't know what I want more now. Fast and Furious, another Fast and Furious movie, or another Vin Diesel single. Right? I don't know what I want. I don't know which one. My God. Well, guys, that's been the Brunch Breakdown. Tell everybody where they can find Vin Diesel's Feel Like I Do.
Well, yeah, you can find the Sounds of Brunch playlist that we put out every single week. That is available on Spotify. So go ahead, subscribe to that, and you'll get all of these songs automatically each and every week as they get updated. You can find the Brunch Breakdown podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, including iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, anywhere and everywhere. And don't forget, the video podcast is released every Wednesday as well. The full video episode on our YouTube channel and Facebook as well. Everywhere on social media at Brunch Breakdown, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us. We follow you back.
Beautiful. Well, boys, this was fun. And we will see you guys next time at the table for more Brunch Breakdown. Later.